Live from the KATC TV3 studios, this is Acadiana's news channel at 5.
Good evening, everyone. The Opelousas City Council is meeting tonight for the first time since that overtime scandal involving Mayor Reggie Tatum.
Last month, after the historic flood, Tatum billed the city for more than 200 hours of overtime and received a check for almost $13,000. The problem is, Tatum is a salaried employee and usually exempt from receiving overtime. KATC Investigates has been tracking the scandal from the very beginning, and we're at tonight's council meeting. Our Kendria LaFleur covering that meeting for us. And Kendria, what can we expect tonight?
Jim and Marcel, the meeting is just getting started and a full house is expected at council chambers tonight. Tonight, the council will discuss a lawsuit seeking public records involving Tatum's request for overtime after the August flood. Tatum is a salaried employee and normally cannot receive overtime, but he claims he was repurposed by FEMA, making him eligible for those payments. FEMA documents say that mayors are typically exempt from being repurposed and getting overtime. Also, the council may address overtime requests filed on behalf of 4 councilmen who say they knew nothing about those requests. However, the item is not on the agenda, and we've not received confirmation that any council member will bring up the matter. We'll have more from tonight's meeting at 10. In Opelousas, Kendria LaFleur, KATC TV3.
Parish by parish headlines now. We start out in Jeff Davis, where a mother is under arrest. Her boyfriend wanted. They're accused of cruelty to her 11-month-old baby. In jail tonight, Angel Mann. Deputies are still looking for her boyfriend, identified as Justin King. Investigators say the baby was brought to the hospital with a swollen head and suffered 2 skull fractures. The body found in a ditch in Texas has been identified as a Jeff Davis Parish woman. Family members are identifying her as Greta Giovanni Franks of Lacassine. Police think Giovanni Franks was hit while she was walking alongside the road. A not guilty plea this morning from embattled Lafayette City Marshal Brian Pope. Pope briefly appeared in a Lafayette Parish courtroom for his arraignment on felony counts of perjury and for using his office to influence an election. The charges stem from an ongoing public records dispute with the Independent. In
Lafayette, new developments on last month's armed robbery on the UL campus. 2 more people are in jail tonight, Albert Bruley and Joseph Wilson. It happened in late September near the Cajun Village Apartments. 3 men said they had been robbed, but UL police say 2 of the men were actually involved. In Jeff Davis Parish, town employees in Elton are expecting their first raise in 4 years. Council members unanimously voted to give a 3% pay raise across the board. The mayor says employees have been working hard and have been keeping the town clean, so he requested the increase.
To Vermilion Parish now, the Abbeville City Council is making changes to the Parks and Recreation Director position. This after the previous director, Trent Baudouin, was arrested for child molestation.
One of the significant decisions that were made was to make the Parks and Recreation Director a non-civil service position. This, affords the mayor and council some discretion to hire individuals that are more fitting to the program. So I think that's going to do a lot for the program.
In St. Martin Parish, much of Lake Fosse Point State Park is closed after the August flood severely damaged the park's camping areas. The campground experienced electrical damage and cabins were flooded. Crews will assess the damage this week and begin making repairs. Biking, canoeing, fishing, and hiking are still available at the park.
New information on the future for students at Westside Elementary School in Lafayette. Parents are overwhelmingly in favor of moving their children to a temporary modular campus in Scott. According to a parent survey sent out by the school board, 96% of parents favor the proposal. Right now, children are going to classes at Scott Middle and NP Moss in the aftermath of the historic flood. Westside was damaged and won't be ready for students until 2018. Officials have raised the U.S. death toll from Hurricane Matthew to 30, half of those in North Carolina. Authorities reported 4 more deaths today. 3 drivers washed away by floodwaters and a man whose car was crushed by a tree. Florida also raised the death count to 8. Matthew killed more than 500 people in Haiti.
Here's Rob's 24-hour forecast.
Well, a sunny and warm afternoon across Acadiana. Current temperatures in the middle 80s. So, yeah, it's kind of warm out there, but this has been the key. Dew point at 59, so humidity nice and low at 41%. Nearly calm wind, so not much of a breeze, but we did have a little bit of a breeze earlier this afternoon out of the east, and that continues across portions of Acadiana where we see temperatures in the mid-80s. Nice cool off tonight as we get down into the evening hours, heading for the mid-60s by tomorrow morning. We'll go 64 for your low. Tomorrow, back into the mid-80s under mostly sunny skies and probably a degree or two warmer at this time tomorrow afternoon. No mention of significant rainfall in the forecast in the near term, but will that go as we head into the weekend? More on that, plus the latest on Hurricane Nicole coming up in just a little bit.
LSU's Mike the Tiger died today after he was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer 5 months ago.
Veterinarians hoped his treatment would help extend his life, but after his health quickly declined, the school decided to euthanize him and also end his suffering.
Now, Brianna Malloy is live at LSU where fans are gathering to pay their final respects. Brianna.
Well, guys, you can see Mike the Tiger's enclosure behind me, and it's lined with balloons, flowers, cards. Fans have been trickling in ever since the news broke this afternoon that Mike the Tiger had passed. Now, Mike was LSU's 6th Tiger and the only Tiger in the United States to live on a college campus. And many say that Mike was lucky, too. His first year here, LSU won the BCS championship. Now, LSU says they won't hold a formal memorial service for Mike the Tiger, but they're encouraging fans to share their memories, share their pictures on social media using the hashtag #MikeRoman6. So I'll continue to keep you updated as fans continue to pay their respects. Live in Baton Rouge, Brianna Malloy, KATC TV3.
The State Transportation Department is kicking off an ad campaign praising the safety benefits of roundabouts. The 3-week safety campaign runs through the 28th. Transportation officials say the traffic circles cut down on crashes by reducing stop-and-go traffic. The problem, not everyone knows how to use them properly. The state has about 30 roundabouts, but another 100 are in the works. Another clown arrest tonight, this time a Lockport man wearing a clown mask in an attempt to scare someone. Police booked Eric Gregory for wearing a mask outside of designated holidays. The victim tells police he was taking out the trash when Gregory jumped out and tried to scare him.
Pardon the puns here on this next one. An utterly unusual scene on Airline Highway in Baton Rouge this morning. Take a look. These cows staying in the lanes on Airline Highway, running in traffic. They escaped after a cattle trailer overturned. No one was injured, people or cows. And all 5 cows were on the move. It took less than 2 hours to wrangle them all in. Well, to the dairy now. Bluebell is expanding its voluntary recall of ice cream with cookie dough over possible listeria concerns. Just last month, Bluebell recalled just 2 types of its ice cream, but the new recall includes all ice cream that does have cookie dough. The cookie dough supplied by a third party was reportedly contaminated because of lapses in their food safety program.
Well, today is the last day to register for the November elections here in Louisiana and 14 other states. Most registrar of voters' offices are now closed, but you still have the options if you need to register or change your information. The Go Vote app is available on most smartphones, and you can go to the Secretary of State's website. Both options will allow you to register or change your info until midnight. And just 4 weeks to Election Day, Donald Trump is not only battling Hillary Clinton, he's taking on leaders of his own party. ABC's Kenneth Moton has the latest on the race for the White House.
Trump's Twitter tirade, but not against Hillary Clinton.
We're in a rigged system, folks.
Donald Trump set his sights on the most powerful Republican in Washington, House Speaker Paul Ryan, who said he wouldn't campaign for the GOP nominee after his 2005 lewd comments about women came to light. Trump tweeted, "Our very weak and ineffective leader, Paul Ryan, had a bad conference call where his members went wild at his disloyalty."
On November 8th, the arrogance of Washington, D.C. will come face to face with the righteous verdict of the American voter. We are going to smash the Washington establishment.
Trump also said the shackles have been taken off me.
Our next president faces,
and apparently, so have the gloves. The Trump campaign released this new video using Clinton's health scare at the 9/11 memorial.
Hillary Clinton doesn't have the fortitude, strength, or stamina to lead in our world.
Clinton, who is leading Trump nationally by 9 points in the latest poll, took him on in Battleground, Florida.
I'm running against a guy who denies science, denies climate change, says it's a hoax created by the Chinese.
Clinton campaigned with former VP and 2000 Democratic nominee Al Gore in Miami, while presidential pinch hitter President Obama was on the ground in North Carolina. House Speaker Paul Ryan's office responded to Trump's Twitter attack, saying Ryan is focusing the next month on defeating Democrats, and all Republicans running for office should probably do the same. Kenneth Moton, ABC News, Washington.
And still ahead on Acadiana's News Channel at 5. Jim, how about a trip to Mars?
No thanks, not for me.
I agree, but at 5:20 we'll tell you how the U.S. is working to send humans to the red planet within 20 years.
That's after Rob's full forecast. Maybe he'd be on
He'd
board.
probably go,
Probably
yeah.
so. Rob's back right after this.